Good day. My name is Rotsane Mfuke, and I'm going to be your instructor for today. So, in today's presentation, we'll be looking at visualization and how different visuals can help us our how different visuals can help us understand our data more. Okay, so the first visual I want us to look at is a column chart. Right. But now I want us to be looking at the marks of Prince for each and every subject he did, like for mathematics, for example, for physics, for chemistry, accounting, economics, and business studies. So I just want to insert a graph for Prince and his marks. Okay. So now, in order for us to insert a graph, we first have to select all the different information that we need. Right. Now, once all our information has been selected, now we can navigate to insert. From here, what I would usually do, I'd go to recommended charts. And then we can see already Excel recommends a column chart, but I'll just go here to all charts. And then from here, we see we have all different kinds of charts, like a line chart, a pie chart, a bar chart. We even have different kinds of bar charts or different kinds of chart. Like here, it's a stacked bar. This one is 100% stacked. We even have 3D and so forth. But for this first visualization, what we'll be inserting is a column graph. So, and then I'll click on OK, and then we see that Excel brings in the first graph with the information of Prince on all his different subjects. Now we can see this column represents his math mark. This column here represents his physics mark. This column right here represents his accounting mark. Now for our second visual, I want us to look at a line chart. Okay. So in all these table of ours, we just have to pick information that we think would best suit a line chart. So here I have a table that's a time series. If you can see that here we have like January 2023, February 2023, March 2023, and here we have all the different figures and their percent changes. And again, we notice that this table right here represents the number of students who passed mathematics. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to include a line graph for this table right here. All right. So to do that, the first step I need to do is select my information. And then from here, navigate to insert recommended charts. You'll see it already recommends a line chart. Then I'll go to all charts, line chart, and then OK. And then what I love about visuals is that they help us see information that was not going to be possible for us to see at like first glance or in an instance. So now here, if we look at this graph, I can already see that wow, we had a massive drop from when? Okay, February 2023 up until March 2023. So now, as a principal or a teacher, I would ask myself what happened during this period. Why did we have such a big decrease in students who failed maths? Maybe there was a teacher who left the school. Probably it was COVID-19, so kids couldn't come to school. I don't know. So this is where now, as a teacher or as a principal supervisor, this is when now you would try to look for the reasons why. Try to look at maybe the factors that could have caused this big drop. Additionally, again, I see that wow, it looks like we have a ceiling of 110. I mean, of 410, whereby it's quite hard for us or for our school to get um, more than 410 students to pass mathematics. Whenever we reach the ceiling, we just go down. So now we know our next target as a school. You know, maybe it's our yearly target that, okay, this year we'd hope to get 420, 415 students who passed mathematics, knowing very well that once we have done that, we have broke our ceiling. So that's the nice thing about visualizations. They help us see information that we wouldn't have been able to catch by just looking at the raw data. Okay, so our last visual for the day that we'll be looking at is a combination chart. So a combination chart becomes useful when we're looking at two pieces of information that go well together, if I can put it that way, or that explains each other. Meaning, like here, we can probably see in June 2023, we had 404 students who passed mathematics, but July 2023, it was 410. So now we can see that, oh, that was a 1.5% increase, right? So now we would like to do what? To add a visualization whereby we can look at all our different information all in one graph. So now to do that, again, we select our information that we need, and then from here we can navigate to insert, recommended. I'll go to all charts. Now if we look here at the bottom, there's this chart we call a combination chart or combo chart. So that's exactly what we need. And we'd see that here in blue it's our figures, and in orange it's our percent change. I would like our figures to be a line chart like this graph over here, and probably our percent change maybe to be the columns. So how can we do that? Here where it says chart type, I just have to click there and select line. And again, surely we can notice that these points here for the percent change, they are not visible. Why is that? It's because if we can look at this primary axis, we have values that go up until 450. But in our percent changes, I doubt that we have a percent change that's probably greater than 15%. So now if you look at this scale, it's too big for this particular line or graph to be visible or to give us meaningful value. So what we have to do is introduce a secondary axis just for this piece or just for this graph. So I can just click here. Can you see here percent change? I'll introduce a secondary axis for it. Already now we can see, okay, how our charts, they go together. They support each other, which means there's some sort of correlation, you know. But we could leave it like this. But again, I said that I want to change my percent changes into a column chart. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now. So let me change that. Click there. And then already we can see that, okay. Actually, let me just press OK first. Let me move my chart to the bottom and try to expand it a bit, make it bigger. Move. Okay, now if we can look at this chart, let me just zoom in a bit. If we can look at this chart, we can see that from January 2023 up until February 2023, we had an increase. And if we look at our percent changes, yes, they do support that. We did have a positive increase in that. But the following month, we had a decrease. And then again, If we look at our percent change, we can see that wow, it supports us, and that decrease was almost -8%, you see, and so forth. So when we have such information, or let me go back up again. When we have tables that are like this, that support each other, sometimes I'd recommend that we just use a combination chart so that we can see all our pieces of information at the same time, instead of having now five graphs, or two different graphs. I can just have that two different graphs in just one. Okay.